got one of my first reviews for you. iRobot Roomba 694, also known as the 692, and basically the 676. They're all the same, except the 692 doesn't come with an extra filter in the box, and the 676 has a silver top instead of a black top. Yeah, I've had this guy for 3 years now. Unboxed him on December 4th of 2022. 3 years of service this Roomba's given me, which also shows you how long I've been collecting these. Because I got this Roomba. This was my first iRobot Roomba. And it was my my fourth robot vacuum I ever had. Because first I had Vava, and then I got this Ecovacs Diabot 900. That one ended up giving me LiDAR issues, and the brush wouldn't spin properly. It had a bunch of issues, so I sent it back to them, to Ecovacs. Then I got this little Ram Navigation cheap robot vacuum, like the Mammon V or whatever it's called. Random navigation robot with a suction port. That was on it. I got rid of that one because the mopping bracket broke. And I asked my mom to send him back to repair it, but they didn't want to repair it, so then she just sent it back anyway. And then I got the 694, which I was stoked about. And so on and so forth. That's back when I only had like 3 robot vacuums. And from there, I just started collecting them. Right now, I have, technically, physically, I have 21. I technically have 22 because another one is in the mail. It's traveling my house from eBay. I still have to. I'm waiting for that for that robot to come. I'm waiting for that robot to come so I can make the part 2 of Goodwill Haul number 4, actually. 'Cause today's Memorial Day, Monday. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Memorial Monday. And it said on the app that the robot was supposed to be here yesterday, and I said in the Goodwill Haul number 5 of me doing this Roomba right here, this E6, and a little Vornado fan. In that video, I told them that was supposed to be here, and that would be the next video. Well, sorry, it's not the next video. I actually just got done uploading a short about that Vornado fan. But now, I just realized that these 2 LEDs are brighter on the 694. And the Wi-Fi icon's bigger. And the battery light indicator is just the outline, whereas this one's the entire battery indicator. It's kind of cool. Eventually I'll do a video of comparing the Roomba E6 to the 694. But over the 3 years, I've only had to replace 2 major components. The side brush motor, which is why it sounds like this. And actually, that's why I actually got the E6, mainly because this Roomba was going to be my daily driver, but I can't handle this side brush sound. So, for context, this is what it's supposed to sound like. When they're running, you can tell that the 694 is louder. I've replaced the side brush motor and the wheels, because the right side wheel wouldn't turn. So, these have really strong strings in them, so whenever you remove the bin, it just kind of pops up. Even when the bin is installed, sometimes it doesn't flush all the way against the floor like it's supposed to, you can see when I push it down, it kind of pops back up. Because these springs and these aftermarket wheels are so powerful. Huh, interesting. This one's already giving me problems because I can hear the wheel on this one and I can't. It feels like it's like slipping. Oh, I can feel it a little bit. The wheel is moving and stuff though just fine. So the Roomba is driving itself just fine. And I do technically need a new bin because this piece right here was broken off, so I can just, this just falls off now. Sorry, this has some hair in it. And the tab broke off. So it technically needs a new bin, but I just haven't bothered since the vacuum bit and the bin still works. Also, of course, normal maintenance have been taken. Wiping it down periodically, trying to keep the brushes clean. This is actually aftermarket brushes in it. I think it's a genuine side brush. Not a genuine side motor, but yeah, the 694. It's been around almost since the beginning. So, as you can see, the reflection. One of my favorite YouTubers are on the TV right now. So don't mind that. That's what the reflection is. Hi. Yeah, also I noticed that this looks like it's supposed to have a green ring, and it doesn't. And see, this one doesn't have a ring, but if you look at it at an angle, it looks like it does have a ring, but then you look at it face on, it doesn't. I don't understand about that. This one, like, acts like it has a ring. You actually look, if you look closely enough in the dark, like, see that the black color on the actual button itself is like fading away. So you can kind of see the green glow through the button. It's like, it's really hard to see though. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. So yeah, it's like kind of green in the middle. I don't really use the dock or the spot buttons very often. I just press clean. Yeah, I've had this Roomba for 3 years, and overall, why are you not focusing? Why is it not focusing? Why is my autofocus not working? There we go. For the 3 years I've had it, this Roomba has done super well. It still works. It's just really loud, and I really shouldn't demonstrate it right now because it's 10 in the morning and my mom is still sleeping. Except we need, well, actually, I guess it doesn't really matter since we need to get up and install a Ring camera. Yeah, I'm gonna put an overview on that in the video soon. But yeah, this is what I mean by the side brush motor, is it's bad. Yeah. That's what it sounds like without the side brush, and then the side brush on. Yeah, the side brush is really loud. Hold on, let me get this into test mode, and I'll show you what I mean by the side brush is really loud. I was going through the tests, trying to find the, that one. This is the wheel that's, like, not skipping, and it's like, so I might need to replace my wheel soon. Trying to find the side brush test. Spray brushes, dirt effect, suction motor, side brush. See how, like, let that have the suction test. For example, let me do it on the E6. These are both in test mode, and they're in the fan test. So this is the side brush motor on a 694. Oh, that's the wrong way. And then the side brush motor. See the difference? It's just really noticeable. Also, don't try to attempt the bit test or the built-in test unless if your Roomba is out of warranty. I will eventually make a video on how to do it with your Roombas. You can only do it on random navigation Roombas, like these two. You can do it on any Roomba from the E series down. The E series is the latest Roomba that does the built-in test. So, for example, the I series, the S series, the J series, the refreshes, they don't have the built-in test. E series and lower E series and older models have the built-in test, except some of the 4000 series, like the original, the Pro and the Pro Elite don't have it. But this is not your video, Pro Elite, or Pro Elite. I mean, E6. Anyway, yeah, that side brush is really, really, really annoying. Of course, being that it's a 694, it has the older rollers compared to. Now, take this as a grain of salt because this one still has really beat up rollers. But yeah, these aren't. This green roller isn't agitating at all anymore, I don't think. But it doesn't have Aeroforce as the. That's one. So, also, let me just tell you a little bit of history about Roombas. The 600 series has come a long way from wait. Oh my god, I can't talk. It's come a long way from what it used to be. Like before it was even Wi-Fi enabled. No Roomba was Wi-Fi enabled when the 600 series came out, and then here they are, still produced today, except they have Wi-Fi now. Fun fact: this is my only random navigation robot. Only random navigation Roomba. My only Wi-Fi connected random navigation Roomba that has a handle now. For some reason, sometimes I'll be holding it and it'll like that. It'll just stay like that. I don't know why it's like that, but also this is an older dock, or like an older kind.
Move to a new area, then press clean. Error 1.
I know, but like when you put it on, the charging dock, a few seconds after you put it on, it like turns it off. And it has like the little like power icon right there. But whenever it's off the dock, actually, whenever it's on the dock and the light is off, if you take it off the dock, it flashes. But it won't flash again until the robot docks. This is the one I got from Goodwill. That's the dock that came with it. That shouldn't be the dock that comes with the current E series, if they even still make the E series. This dock is an older dock, older generation dock. It's like a 700C style kind of dock, you know. 694 has a current gen dock, so I might actually, because the 694 is getting old, I might just swap the chargers because they're almost the same, other than the aspect of them slightly different. Who knows? But, yeah, 3 years in service, this guy still works. And I hate to say it, but with its 5 times more suction handle, and it's kind of design, if you're getting a new Roomba, at least between the 694, or at least between the 694 and the E6, I recommend the E6 a little bit more, just because it seems, at least in my opinion, my particular one is in kind of bad shape, but it seems to be cleaning. This one cleans a lot. The 5 times more suction quote, it's really noticeable. Like, yesterday was Sunday, right? And so every Sunday I have my robot vacuums clean my house. This guy came back to the dock with his full bin light on, and yeah, his his bin was completely full, and I made sure that they're empty. This shark, it didn't even have half that. Yeah. Not to mention that most newer Roombas are compatible with virtual walls. This is not the current generation virtual wall. You can see by the older style logo font. This is from an older virtual wall. But basically, I have this here for whenever this is my daily now, my daily Roomba that I clean my room with. Just a small little area. I clean it daily with this Roomba E6 now. And so even if my door's open, it will not go out there if this virtual wall is on. Because the virtual wall, the way it works, basically, I don't really know what this nub on top is for, but this little hole in the middle projects a beam that the Roomba can sense with its little nub. I just realized that this nub on this Roomba is slightly taller than the 690. I keep wanting to call it a 690 because it looks like a 690, but it's not a 600 series, it's an E series. But with all Roombas that have this nub on the top, they can communicate with the virtual walls. Of course, there's a newer version of virtual walls, like the dual mode virtual walls, which do actually work with the that work better with the newer Roombas. I don't think the refresh models can actually be compatible. But yeah, that's the review. And overall, out of 5 stars, I recommend this guy about 4.5. Pretty good if you want a random navigation robot for a small area. Though, I recommend this E6 a little bit better. Or an E5. The only difference between the E6 and the E5 is the E6 has a bin sensor, so it shows a little LED when the bin is full. The E5 is the same robot, but doesn't have the bin sensor. And instead of this being like this color, this outer ring being colored, it's be black. But yeah, that's a review of the iRobot Roomba 694. Please like and subscribe. And I'll probably make a review on this E6 next. Goodbye.